Hey everybody, Ken here from Stolen Trike. Happy Thanksgiving in Canada. Hope you guys enjoyed our unboxing video yesterday. So today we're going to assemble the Triad Performance Drift Trikes Syndicate 3. You can see I've got everything laid out pretty much as it was. So you'll find 3 sets of instructions that comes with your Syndicate 3. One for the trike itself, one for the rotopegs, and one for the Tektro brake set. There's not really much in the way of small parts. We've got the bearing caps and the pedals, the rotopeg adapters, which we're not going to be putting on in this video, and a few tools that you're going to need: a 22mm wrench for the rear wheels, a 13mm wrench for the rear axle assembly, a 13mm socket to go with it, 10mm wrench for the seat bolt, or the nuts on the seat, which uses the 4mm Allen key. You also need a 5mm and a 6mm Allen key. And if you have a pedal wrench, it's best to use a pedal wrench when putting your pedals on, so you don't take a chance of tearing the threads out of the aluminum cranks. So it's pretty straightforward, not very many pieces. I've never assembled one, so I'm gonna put it together the way I think it should go in the parts order anyways. I've left the handlebars padded until it's time to install them. So I'm going to mount the camera on the tripod and give this a go. Hey guys, okay, here we go. We're going to assemble the Syndicate 3. Just going to loosely assemble it to show you how quickly and easily it actually goes together. I'll try and explain some of the parts along the way. So I've got the frame placed like this in front of me. I'm going to put the rear axle frame on first. That way I've got a stable platform to work on for the rest of it. I've got the frame resting over the padded handlebars. I mentioned before I left them padded. This is one of the reasons. So you can work with it without marking them up before they get installed. So if you take the bolts out of the frame for the rear axle, just to get yourself prepared, keep them close in reach. Free hand. Here's your axle frame. Simple. 2 bolts at the rear, 1 bolt at the front. The Sentinel platform's already taken care of. So here we go. And just simply tip the frame up like so. Take the axle frame, slip it into place. Might have to give it a little wiggle to get your bolt through it first. Washers and nuts. It's actually quite easy to keep it up here balanced like this. Nothing's getting marked up. There goes a nut. Good thing I've got an assistant with me today. She's too shy to say hi though, I think. One more nut on here, so that's 3 for the rear axle. Again, just loosely assembled. Voila. Hold on to your handlebars. Tip everything down. And you're ready for rear wheels. The Vanguards come with 15mm bearings. There's also a spacer inside. Make sure that the spacer is always used. For the hub life, the wheels can go on in either direction or on either side. Makes no difference. Spin the nut on loosely. And boom, the wheels are on. All of the torque specifications for all of the bolts are in the instructions. Okay. Spin this baby around. We're going to put on our front wheel. There's a spacer or a stopper in the caliper. You're going to need to pull that out. So the disc will go in. The spacer's there to prevent the pistons from going out while there's no disc in it. Simply set it together like so. Now, Triad's nifty new machined aluminum bearing caps. They've got O-rings on the bolts so they can't fall out. It's one tool operation for assembly. I know I'm not giving you a close-up here, but so the nuts drop in to the holes provided for them. You simply take your 5mm Allen key for one tool assembly. Carefully turn it around, get the crank out of your way, and next. The nuts just neatly fit into the holes provided. Really makes assembly quick and easy. No wrench required. Not that it's a big deal, but sure makes your toolkit simple for when you're out on the road. Okay, so we're lightly assembled on the front wheel. We're safe to put the handlebars on. Using your 5mm Allen key, just zip the bolts out. They also have O-rings on them so they won't just fall out. Off with the padding. I like to loosen the brake lever a little bit. Just so the hydraulic line can find its happy position. You want to make sure your stem cap, the gap is even on the top and bottom. All four corners, even pressure when tightening it up. We're just going to loosely assemble today though, at this point. And we're on to the seat, last stop. pedals too. Just gonna move the seat bracket ahead to make it a little easier to work. Nuts are just hand tightened onto the bottom of the seat. Uh-oh. And for the most part, you should be able to just drop it into place. Bolt holes line up nicely. Nut and a washer for each one. 10mm nut, 4mm Allen key. Kind of glad I missed the pedals because it allows me to bring something to a point. Okay, so the left-hand pedal has left-hand threads, which means it fastens in the opposite direction of normal hardware. So you'll think that you're spinning it in the direction of off, but it's actually on. And the reason for this is so that the pedal doesn't become undone while you're riding. It doesn't undo itself. Okay, so now we're going to put on the right hand pedal. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, regular threads. Now an issue I've been running across with pedals is guys tearing the threads out of the cranks. And the reason the threads get torn out of the cranks is because a regular pedal is too thick in comparison to a pedal wrench. So what happens is they tighten up the pedal, the wrench becomes pinched between the pedal crank and the pedal bolt, and it just takes one try to tighten it more, and you start tearing the threads out of your cranks. So anybody that's had that issue, it's likely the cause. So there you go. A light assembly. You can see it didn't take very long. I took my time, had my parts laid out, figured out what tools I needed before I got going. And if I remember, I'll put a recap of a list of the tools I've used. So I'm going to take my time, tighten everything up, torque it all up as it should be, based on the specs and the instructions. And hopefully we'll get a video of us getting out for a ride on this pretty quick. I've got more photos to take. I've got to keep it mint until then. But yeah, can't wait to get out for a ride. Hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe we'll make some more.